Hi, my name is Dan Pierce. I'm a home inspector with BPG Inspections in Phoenix, Arizona. It's good to be with you today. I'm going to take you through a quick inspection of this pool system. Getting started with the pool equipment, I like to check the pool timers to make sure that the toggle switches are working good, making sure that they click appropriately and aren't soft. Turn the light on, test the GFCI outlet, make sure that that's tripping the light off and that the two are connected. Then I'll go ahead and turn the breakers off so I can go look at the pool equipment. Now I get started at the pool equipment at the backwash valve on a sand filter. Other filters don't need a backwash valve, but a backwash valve aids in cleaning the filter system if it gets too dirty. Too much debris builds up inside the filter tank. And we use a backwash valve when the pressure gets over 20 psi, in between 20 and 25 psi. Every system is a little bit different, so you have to get used to it and see what number is appropriate for your system. We can see here we're sitting under 20, so after I cleaned the system or after I opened it up, I raised the pressure and let some air in. So now I'm going to bleed the air off through the pressure release valve on the top of the unit. You can hear the air coming out, and you'll be able to see the water pop up in the clear plastic gauge as it reaches the top. This is just bleeding all the excess air out of the system. Then we're going to go back and check the pressure gauge. Realize that it's probably a little bit dirty, probably needs to be backwashed. On the inside of a sand filter, we've got a lot of different pieces that can break and move around. A sand filter really should be opened up a couple times a year, or at least once a year, to check the sand level, make sure nothing's coming out. If you're seeing sand in your pool, you probably got some issues. The backwash valve has a little bit of a leak here. Moving on to the first pool pump. Now this is the pump that moves the majority of the water and moves the water through the sand filter. Pull up the basket, clean it out, and we're going to stick our hand down, make sure that the pool equipment power is turned off initially. That's a big safety issue. But checking the intake there, making sure there's no debris built up, no obstructions. Looking around the outside of the pool pump, we've got a whisper flow. The one on the left is a whisper flow. The one on the right, it says whisper flow, but I think it's a grunt flow. It's a little bit louder. So we're just checking the condition of the motors, checking the bonding wires connected, conduit's okay. Got a little bit of UV light damage to the pumps. Now this is about a 20-year-old pool system, so it's expected. Now on to the second pump in the cleaning system. You can see here that the pressure gauge just dropped. That means that the pool cleaning system is adjusting valves or changing valves. Now this pool cleaning manifold sits on top of the octopus-looking PVC pipe connection over by your pool equipment, for lack of better words. Water comes up, moves that propeller in the middle, and then it adjusts through the gears which valve is opening on the system. So your system doesn't blow water out one jet, it cycles. You'll have one jet and then the next jet. You'll be able to hear the pump change. And every once in a while these valves get loose. We want them to be tight. Now if they're loose, the valves won't completely go back down into the floor of the pool, or it'll leak air or water the whole time and your system won't clean properly. So on the top side we've got all the gears that move around. As long as water is pushing up there and we don't have any obstructions in the manifold, the gears drive around and open up different valves at different times. Now there is a toggle switch located on the top of the manifold that you can flip it to pause the system or to turn it back on. It's connected directly to that flap located right next to the gear mechanisms. Typically this isn't used very often, just the pump is turned off. But now we can see that there's no pressure in the system. It's changing, it repressurizes because one valve opened and another valve closed. Here you can see the progression of the in-floor cleaning system jets. They're working their way from the steps towards us. The main drain is off to the bottom or lower right. So it's trying to push all the debris or mix it up so it gets over to the main drain so it can get filtered out, or the skimmer box. Now there are two jets located by the main drain that do not move. They're not rotating jets. The rest of them do rotate on a circle, so they don't hit the same spot every time. Now you can pop these jets out with a special tool. Righty loosey, lefty tighty, kind of backwards on these, but that's the way they are. Debris gets built up either from settlement or getting pushed through the system, so we got to pull them out every once in a while and just kind of clean all the debris out, make sure it isn't plugging up the jets. And on the valves themselves, or on the jets, they do have a gasket and a spring. Those are about the only two moving parts. The gasket does wear out, so having some extra gaskets around the house might be helpful. Now, every one of the jets could have a different PSI rating, or it could have a different jet nozzle for different pressures. Now, we do have some return jets on the side of the pool to help stir everything up and get it over here to the skimmer box. Skimmer box is our first line of defense because the majority of debris lands on the top of the water. So if we get it out quicker, it won't have to get cleaned out through the bottom drain. On the skimmer box, a couple times a week, depending on how much vegetation you have around your house, you might have to clean it out every day, a couple times a week minimum. The second basket at the pool, or the second skimmer box, is connected to the main drain located on the floor of the pool. This is a little bit of a bigger basket. Again, we're just checking the condition of the basket. It's going to clean them out, make sure that there's no problems, visible issues with the system. Now the third box is going to be your autofill. That's connected to a backwash filter, or backflow preventer, I should say. That prevents any water from getting sucked back into your home, into the drinking water supply. The water from that comes out this little hole from the side of your pool. So when the water goes down, that little hole fills up with water and then it bleeds back into the pool. Then this is your in-ground floor cleaning system. We're always checking the coping around the pool to make sure that there's a nice slant so rainwater doesn't get sucked into the pool or fertilizer doesn't drain into the pool from the surrounding vegetation. Most pools have umbrella holes on the side of them that we can pull the plastic covers off and mount umbrellas around the pool. Many homes in Phoenix will have an aerator, which when we turn this on, it spreads water over the top of our pool. Through the process of evaporation, it cools the surface temperature of the water a few degrees. Now, safety is always number one. We're always checking the gates, make sure that they close properly. We're going to check to make sure that the doors have an alarm system or there's a pool safety barrier installed. Alarm systems on doors are very helpful for adults to keep track of their children to make sure they're not coming in and out. Also, motion activated cameras are very helpful so you can keep an eye on your pool no matter where you're at. For more information and resources on pool safety, please visit poolsafely.gov. To schedule your next home inspection, please visit homeinspectordan.com or bpginspections.com. Pools are wonderful places in our backyards to cool off, but if we don't take pool safety seriously, we are risking making bad memories instead of the good memories that we want to make. So take the appropriate steps to keep your family safe today.